Doug Jones.
Amar Scott.
Randy Dixon.
Jose Mejia.
Time to go hard in the paint. Week 4. Welcome to Hard in the Paint. It's been a very controversial week this week. A lot of news coming out of the NFL, a lot of news coming out of the NBA, college football, boxing, and South Africa. We're going to lead into the show today with all this controversy in the NFL. There's a lot surrounding the fallout from Ray Rice's situation and, you know, the actual tape of the actual footage in the elevator of him pretty much cold cocking his girlfriend. And, you know, the fallout with Roger Goodell about, you know, there are sources out there that say that the NFL had knowledge of this back in April, and Roger Goodell, the commissioner, still professes that he did not have access to the tape.
Now, I don't know who's lying. Goodell, I know he's trying to do his best to cover up the shield, cover up all the owners, because they're the ones making all the money.
That's right.
So, but the thing is that why does he have to change his sentence on Ray Rice? We all know what he did to his wife. He didn't drug her. He didn't, you know, he did harm to her. He did bodily harm to her, and we all know that. But now since the tape comes out, everyone's up in arms, wanting fucking Ray Rice out the league, and now wish they already fucking done that. But I just don't get how you can go from 2 games to basically getting kicked out of the fucking league over a fucking tape, knowing damn well we all knew what he fucking did. Now that's what's fucking tripping me out about this shit, because it's not right. You know, if you're gonna stick to a sentence, you should stick to a fucking sentence.
Let me just say this much. I did think that it was kind of weird how they had already handed down the punishment, and then after they seen the tape and saw how brutal he knocked Rick Fox out, that you know, they went back and, you know, the Ravens, you can't blame the Ravens for kicking them off the team. They just didn't want that heat on their team, you know. But yeah, the NFL turned around and suspended him indefinitely. And, you know, as the story developed, the part that got me the most was Ray Rice pretty much told them that he did that. And, you know, he told the general manager and everyone in Baltimore that he did that.
And the NFL commissioner.
Yeah, supposedly he told Roger Goodell that he did that he did knock her out, and that he was sorry, and that they were going through the motions. Now, I am on record for saying 2 games wasn't enough, but to take his career from him, if he already told you that he did it, I don't know. Early in it, when I first saw it, I reacted like everybody else. Like, you know, the hell with that. We need his head. He's got to be gone. But once I had time to calm down and really think about it, if he already told you that this is what he did, and he didn't try to lie and cover it up the way the commissioner's trying to cover up the fact that, you know, he may or may not have seen that tape, maybe it was a little harsh to kick him out.
Well, I totally disagree with what y'all said about he told the commissioner, but look, this is what I gathered. The man said he open hand slapped her. You know what I mean? That's what he told the Ravens. That's what he told the commissioner in the meeting, that he open hand slapped her. He didn't say that he reached back and cold cocked her and knocked her head into the thing. Now, we knew something egregious happened in that elevator because he was pulling her out like some Fred Flintstone type shit. You know what I mean?
And he spit on her.
Yeah, and he spit on her.
3 times.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we did see the loogie come too.
The thing is that on like the video that they showed, that's just recorded off a monitor. That was recorded off another TV. There's another tape out there that's clear as shit to where you can see him spit on her outside the elevator and twice inside.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then also a slap and a punch, they're both in the same league because she got knocked out.
But
it don't matter.
But she also said And when she went in there to that meeting with Goodell, she said there was stuff not on the video that she had a part of doing. Like she was open hand in his face a couple times. She hit him in his face a couple times in that day. She said they were going through this the whole day. It was just a bad day for them. They were arguing and fighting the whole day, and she had stuff to do earlier in that day by hitting this man in his face. Now, that's not. I'm not trying to say he justified he was right for hitting her, but. You know what I mean? There was things, they were a couple, they were having a fight. It wasn't, domestic violence, okay, I'm just gonna say, domestic violence to me is when I come home from work and my wife is totally nice, she cooked me a meal, and I sit there on the table, I don't like this shit, bitch, or something like that, throwing plates at her, slapping her up for no reason, just on a daily basis, I talk down to her, I make her feel like shit. A fight between two people that's in a relationship, if they're getting into it, that doesn't mean domestic violence all the time. They want to put a name, they want to put a face, they want to generate money for their organizations. A lot of these domestic violence organizations, like O'Neal, whatever the hell her name is, Kermit the Frog bitch, who was on Sports Center. Yeah, she was on Sports Center talking about, yeah, you know, Goodell needs to be fired. Ray Rice needs to not ever play in the NFL again. Wait a minute. Hold on, pump the brakes. Okay, look, domestic violence happens every fucking day in the United States. I mean, my mama was a part of domestic. My dad used to beat my mama's ass every night, and she used to go to the damn police, and they used to say, nothing we can do for you, ma'am, and send you back to the house.
These people are on the spotlight.
I understand that, but what makes Ray Rice, what he did more egregious than what Joe, Tom, and Blow would do to their females?
He plays for the NFL and he signed a consent.
But what I'm
saying, he was gonna keep
he's a multi-millionaire.
But they also all this.
It's just when you sign up with the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, you do sign a disclosure saying you're going to conduct yourself a certain way.
Conduct policy.
But they're trying to make it. But no. But I'm going to pass it on after this. The point I'm trying to make is these organizations are trying to make it an NFL problem. It's not an NFL problem. It's a global problem. It's you know what I mean? It's a global problem. It's not an NFL problem. But they want to generate money for one. They want to put their cause in the limelight because no publicity is bad publicity. Any publicity is good. You know what I mean? That's what they do. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna call out 3 organizations: the women's organization, GLAAD, and PETA. That's all they do is try to latch on to an athlete because this is global issues now. They want to latch on to an athlete and push their agenda. And I got more to say, but I'm gonna let you guys go into it.
Randy, how do you feel about this?
Okay, this is how I look at it like this. In my personal opinion, Goodell's ass should be out. Because you know why? Spygate. He fucking covered that shit up. No, you gotta look at, when you look at somebody's job, it's just like any job, it's a paper trail, right? Any job is a paper trail.
You gotta look at the body of work.
Exactly, thank you. The body of work. He covered that shit up. He burned the tapes. He got rid of that. The bounty gate. He had everybody thinking it was this big ass fucking thing, and he fucked that up. Where he had to come back without saying it. And then what was that word he said? His favorite quote?
To my knowledge?
No, not to that. His favorite quote was...
Ignorance is not an excuse.
Thank you. Ignorance is not an excuse. So you can say that for somebody else, but that don't apply to you.
But did they lose their career? Did the people lose their careers over it? Did you call for him to be fired?
He damaged people's career. You think about that.
Harrison?
First of all, Spygate was done under Tagliabue watch. That was under Tagliabue's watch. That wasn't.
Hey, but he was.
Yeah, but he could have fixed it like how Adam Silver fucking fixed Sterling.
Exactly.
And fucking David Stern's problem.
Exactly. Now you look at the bounty gate stuff. He fucked that up. Everybody knows that shit.
I agree with that. He dropped the ball on that.
He destroyed the Saints for a whole season. He did that.
Well, a whole season, not a career though.
Hey, but still, a season, that's money. I mean, and you think about it, they've been a perennial good team except that year.
But then and
he fucked them up.
Goodell didn't do all that shit. It's these players that are doing it to themselves. They're fucking shooting themselves in the foot
just like any organization.
Yeah, when Plaxico shot himself in that nightclub like Cheddar Bob.
Now was that Goodell's fault?
No, that's not Goodell's fault.
But
if you look at the body of work, and you speaking about the women's abuse, and they brought that shit up. There's been over 50 cases of domestic violence since Goodell been fucking commissioner. Now he has to stop something.
But
some of that stuff.
Let me finish. I let everybody say their points because I want to get this out. Over 50 cases. Now you look at this Ray Rice shit, and you know, like they always say, it's one thing about the crime, but most of the time, the worst is the fucking cover up. And you can see this is a fucking cover up. Ray Rice went in there and told them what happened. Because you know why Ray Rice went in there and told them what happened? He was at a fucking casino. What's at casinos? It's cameras everywhere, up, out, this way, this way, this way, this way. So he knew he couldn't lie. He knew he couldn't lie. That's the only reason he didn't lie.
But he did lie by saying that he fucking opened
hand slapped her.
He slapped her.
He went in there. They might have said that shit.
Heard a Clubber Lane.
Man, punched her out.
He might have said that to the out here, but in there he told him the truth. He told him the truth, and it's no way. It is no way that Roger Goodell didn't see that tape. Plus, they didn't confirm the police. The police. So you go take Goodell's word over the police.
Hell yeah, because the prosecutors and the judge seen the shit, and they gave him counseling for it. You know what I mean? So I can believe that.
Okay, that was.
You know what I mean? I can believe that.
That was the judicial.
But ain't the prosecution part of the police?
They got the fucking part where he seen the fucking tape. They said they sent the NFL the tape in April. When was the case settled?
June.
Your guess is good as mine. I was worried about before training camp.
But thing is that
that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
No, but I'm just telling you that's what I was focused on. I
June,
care less about Ray Rice.
But
June.
Okay, in June it was settled in June, right? So you don't think no time? Let's just say even if the NFL would have did it legally and waited the due process and everything went through, you know, they didn't see the tape. There's no way. If he didn't see the tape and he chose not to see the tape, his ass should be fired for being ignorant.
And they could have done
for sitting there not doing his job. That is his goddamn job. When he went in there, he fucking seen the goddamn tape. You know what happened? Them being cocky thinking that tape wouldn't get out. That's the fucking thing about it. And that's why he came back and made that fucking policy.
But you know what
Why not?
It's coming
Because
down
it ain't like he didn't fuck up before.
What it's looking like though is it's looking like it's at a pretty much a stalemate because, you know, both sides of the pen here have validity. Roger Goodell was not in on all 50 of those ass whoopings, and you know he didn't tell them.
But it's on his watch.
He didn't tell.
But it wasn't really 50 ass whoopings,
it's
right?
on his watch, but he didn't tell Ray Rice to knock her out in that elevator.
Some of that stuff
now, at the same
was
time,
incredible.
Chuck,
the way he handles stuff afterwards is questionable because he should have had a domestic violence policy in place already. It shouldn't have took this Ray Rice situation to happen for him to implement a new policy, just like he's stumbling with this drug policy. You know, I think the biggest problem that I can see with Roger Goodell is that he has to go back and contradict himself a lot because he starts off by saying this and then he ends up retracting it.
He don't even like contradicting himself.
The thing is that all this could have been avoided, besides the whole Ray Rice punching his girlfriend and now wife in the elevator. If she would have testified against him and got him in fucking jail, all this shit would have been avoided. But it's for her fucking dumb ass because she's in a fucking money grab.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, but I think she would have got more money if she would have went against him.
Yeah.
So she might actually.
No, because they thought, okay, Ray Rice didn't get slapped on the fucking.
She's been doing nothing but defending.
She loves the man. He made a mistake. He made a fucking mistake.
Well, then she's a dumbass fucking wife then because. If you're there to get your ass beat and then okay, but as long as he has money, it's okay. But now since he ain't gonna be working, he can't go to the fucking CFL now.
But Jose, you gotta remember though, I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off. The thing is this though, the point I'm trying to make is, Janae, I think that's Rick Fox's name. Yeah. She looks like Rick Fox.
She does look like Rick Fox.
So anyway, I think the point is though, if she was to turn against him and go against him, she's not only going to get half of his stuff, she's going to get half of his money, she's going to get alimony, she's going to get child support if they have a kid. She actually stands to make it out better profitably if she was to go against him. So the fact that she's staying with him agrees with him that
she loves him.
Man,
but
she loves him.
Stupid as shit right now.
I understand that.
You might think it's stupid, but
she loves him.
But
look.
She's falling into that beaten woman syndrome.
No, it's not a beaten woman syndrome. It's look, man, a motherfucker makes mistakes, man. Maybe we don't make those same egregious mistakes as some people that make
How many mistakes you get to make?
But who's saying that he beat on her more than once? This was the first time, probably.
The way he knocked her out, I think he's done it.
No, I don't believe so. You can't say that, man. You can't put the jacket on that man's back and that woman's back. You don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know. But look, nah, come on.
I mean,
but look, I believe she loves the man. I believe she loves him. And people make mistakes, man. People make mistakes. She's not dumb for it. She stands by him. You know what I mean?
But see, where some of that, where you saying comes into question, is they was fiancés for a long time. Then when this shit come down, magically out of fucking nowhere, they got married.
They got married. So what?
Because you know why you got married? Because a wife can't testify against her husband.
Okay, so so basically the lines are drawn on the Ray Rice situation. We also have more news coming out of the NFL, and it ain't good news either.
Fire Goodell's ass.
Adrian Peterson has been indicted for an apparent child abuse, where from what I read, it looks like he went a little too far with disciplining his child. He used a switch, probably overdone it a little bit, and there was cuts and marks on the kid's body, and he ended up going to jail, getting arrested, and then out on $15,000 bail. He's already been deactivated for this Sunday's game. And I also want to say this, just one more thing with Ray Rice interjecting with the Adrian Peterson. I don't think that it's Janae Rice's place to go on Twitter and throw a shot at Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson has nothing to do with you getting knocked out in the elevator. You should not have made an insensitive comment about Adrian Peterson, because I'm going to tell you guys, and it could be a little controversial, Ray Rice will never be Adrian Peterson. Okay, he's a good running back, but he ain't no goddamn Adrian Peterson. Janae, you keep your mouth shut, because your mouth is what got you busted.
But
go ahead.
But at the same time, okay, for one, I just want to say before I start, what did she say?
She said, she twittered, and it's not a quote because I don't know the exact quote, but she did say, oh, so my husband's the bad guy, my husband's the bad husband of the world, looking at you, AP, or something like that.
She should be happy because they're taking a lot of
they're taking the heat. Yeah, they're taking the heat off of Ray Rice. But she shouldn't be opening her mouth about Adrian Peterson. Stick to your own business.
Okay, now about the Adrian Peterson thing, I'm started off as that cool.
Go ahead.
Look, I'm black. I done got my ass whooped by my granny, grandpa, mama, daddy with a switch and got it whooped raw at the age of 4, 3, 5, 6, 7, even into 8, 9. So to arrest a man for not sparing the rod, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? What is wrong with society these days? See, this is why you having these kids shooting up schools. This is why you having these kids killing each other or killing themselves, because they're not getting their ass beat enough at home when they start doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
But that's a little bit of a social issue, though.
But
just getting back to the AP.
But okay, but this is my problem with it. You're gonna put a man in jail for disciplining his child. You take care of him. If you think what he's doing is wrong, you take care of him. You raise that child. You whoop that child. You clothe that child. No. You cannot tell a parent how to, if they're not burning them with cigarettes, hitting them with pans, you know what I mean, just totally beating their kids and cussing them out and doing all kind of wrong things to them. Whooping your kid, you shouldn't be in jail for. No, that's bullshit.
But you shouldn't have to take your kid to the hospital afterwards.
That's bullshit. How do you know that the mama the kid's mother didn't talk the kid up? Oh, go tell him your dad really beat you and it was really bad and this, that, and this. Because that shit happens. That shit happens.
And we're saying that when the kid went back to his mom, his legs were still bleeding.
That's her account.
Hey, I saw the pictures, bro. That shit did not look good.
She could have did that and then took pictures. You never know. I'm just saying. You know, we're talking about the proven shit.
See, but the thing about it, when it comes with a switch, it's easy to.
A switch, man.
A switch, especially if they got a good switch, that do not even matter if you got clothes on.
It does.
I've never bled.
But that shit will go through.
I've had webs.
Yeah.
But I never bled. And you got this is an athlete. This is Adrian Peterson.
Because you got
apparently he might have just overdid it, you know. But my question is not what happened, but what did that kid do to get whooped like that? Because that has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, he could have did something.
Because I hear it was like a little dispute he had with another kid, like punching another kid and stuff like that. I mean, I don't picture Adrian Peterson just going in there just whooping his kid's ass. It was a fucking reason for it. And see, I mean, you know, society is split when it comes to disciplining their children and not disciplining.
I discipline mine.
You have to discipline, but not to the point like.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna beat my child, but they get their ass whooped.
But you're not gonna cut their legs up.
And also at 4 years old to cut a kid's leg up like that.
But see, you gotta sit here and think about it.
That's what makes it look bad is when
You got
blood
one
is
side,
like that.
parents want you to, like society and schools, they want you to tell the kid to go take a timeout.
They want you to let your kid run over you is what they want.
And nowadays,
So
when that happens,
suicide later.
Okay.
I mean, that's what happens, man.
That's a little too far.
No, but we're being honest. They're shooting up schools. They're committing suicide.
They don't respect authority. They have no work ethic whatsoever. You got 20-year-old bums living in your house.
Yeah, because they're not
because they
whipping
didn't
their
get their
ass.
ass whooped. I agree with that because that starts with school.
It starts in the beginning. You
But
let
at
them
the
go too
same
much, they turn
time,
to mess.
this is an ongoing battle with society no matter what. You have to know the line between discipline and abuse.
So then also the Vikings they're handling it really really well. They fucking deactivated Peterson
They were proactive.
Tomorrow's game.
They were proactive.
Because they learned from all the mistakes the other teams have been doing. Panthers,
Frisco,
Niners, Ravens, and all the other shit in the past. So I gotta commend them because this is a big game against the Patriots.
And they need Adrian Peterson, but they had to do the right thing.
So they don't want to catch all that heat. They don't want to catch heat. Now it's fucking just Peterson himself gonna catch the heat, not the Vikings organization. So I think they did the right thing.
One more thing coming out of the NFL, they passed a new drug policy now, and with the legislature of the drug policy, current players who were serving suspensions for drug problems and things, some of their things got reduced, some of their penalties got reduced, and some of them got washed away altogether. I think you said what? Wes Welker is going to start tomorrow.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Okay, for popping the volley, and Josh Gordon got his suspension reduced to what? 8 to 10 games.
8 games.
8 games.
Yeah.
So
that's very.
See, he still
cut
got
in half.
He still got a DUI.
But that's not going to be reviewed until the offseason.
Yeah,
He might get suspended 2 games next season.
You guys got anything else on the drug policy? I really don't have much about it. I want to see it in action a little bit more, but I saw that they passed it during this tough time in the NFL.
Yeah, well, I want to see it, in action. I want to see if they're really gonna. It's not just jibber jabber that they're talking about. I'm gonna cut this a little short, but I do believe Wes Welker. Okay, he's back to play. Josh Gordon gets 80, even though it's the second. It was his second
offense.
Second offense for marijuana, but it's weed, man. It's not Miley's. I'm just saying.
Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm getting a call in from the booth. Looks like we got some breaking news here. Looks like the St. Louis Rams player Robert Quinn has re-upped his contract. Looks like he's going to get now, 4 years, $66.57 million, and that includes $41.2 million guaranteed.
You know why he resigned with them? Because he knows the Rams are coming back to LA.
Yeah.
So
and he don't gonna stay in St. Louis.
Yeah.
He led the Rams with 19 sacks last year. So
was he defensive player of the year?
apparently he's
on the NFC side.
He's worth every penny. So I just got that breaking news in from the booth. Now getting back to our regular itinerary here. This is hard in the paint, folks. Anything can happen. This headset's turned on, and we got our people in the booth working diligently to get us the news right up to the moment. So sometimes we're gonna have to go off, schedule a little bit, but that's only to bring you the most accurate and most current things that we can give you. Now, getting back into these situations, we're gonna let the NFL sit at the side for a little bit, and we're gonna start. There's also controversy, gentlemen, in the NBA this week. The Atlanta Hawks, one of their principal owners, does anyone know his name? Because I really
don't
want to know what the scumbag's name is.
Hank Hill.
And general manager Danny Ferry. Apparently there's some stuff going on. They made some racist remarks about, the owner made racist remarks about what, black people in general?
Yeah. Well, dang, and black people saying about black people.
And then Danny Ferry pretty much zeroed in on Luol Deng, talking about him and talking about Africans and things of that nature, sending an email around to a conference in a conference setting where executives from the Atlanta Hawks and everyone was able to review this information.
Well, see, with that part, the owner did the email, 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2012.
And Danny Ferry remarks was made the free agency.
The offseason.
But
Season of free agency when they were going free agency.
Yeah.
And Luau Deng was a free agent.
But that was a scout's report that he was reading.
He said, but he read it. So
He read it. It was a scout's report. You gotta, okay, if he's reading the scout's report letter by letter, okay, he should have pre-read it before he started and basically, you know, okay, disregarded that, you know, but go ahead.
I don't know. It's nice to use the excuse that it's a scout's report, but I mean he got to find his balls and just take responsibility. But with that, I heard he's been indefinitely.
He went on a leave of absence.
A leave of absence indefinitely, which means he's getting sent to the shit house.
What I don't understand though, is like, how come Atlanta, like, they didn't want to tell nobody how they punished him? Like, they felt like they needed to keep that under wraps. Is that because they're not really punishing him? Is Danny Ferry going on vacation? Like, what's really going on with that situation?
Honestly, you know, call me conspiracy theory, but I got a conspiracy. I think.
You got about 2 minutes to tell it about it.
Okay, this don't take long. I think with this shit, I think we got one man to blame for this stuff being out. His name is Donald Sterling. I think Donald Sterling's out there unearthing every fucking thing. He said he was gonna fucking do it. He said that he was gonna look for everybody. He said everybody else got dirt too. Yeah. And I think that this fucking shit has to do with fucking Sterling getting pissed off. He like, fuck it. He put his the dude's a goddamn billionaire.
I'm taking
everybody with me. The dude's a goddamn billionaire. So I'm sorry. I don't think it's gonna be fucking hard for him to hire a fucking fleet of people to fucking start looking into motherfucking shit.
Thing is that everyone was calling him crazy and all that shit, but man, he's a billionaire for a fucking reason. He ain't no dumbass. You know?
He was an attorney.
But he's an 80-year-old man, needs to be worried about changing his depends and sit on his $1 billion whatever dollars that he has.
He can hire someone for that.
He could have those hookers doing it.
Yeah, he could have.
Because his girlfriend had Nicki Minaj knockoff.
Okay, now
I wouldn't even mention it.
well, my take on it is this. Look, I believe the owner, when him making those remarks, to me, if I was a Caucasian that lives in Atlanta, I would feel mad at the owner because you basically trying to paint us as a bunch of pussies. Oh, we don't come to the games because there's too many black people. We don't come to the games because all the cheerleaders are all black. We don't come to the games because the kiss cam is all black. It's too much black, and we don't employ enough white guys on our team, so they're not coming to the games because of that. And there's too many black people at the games. It's the reason why the 30-year-old to 40-something-year-old white man doesn't want to come to the game. If I was them, if I was those guys, I would feel pissed. Like, you're trying to paint us as a bunch of pussies. You know what I mean? And that's not cool. And like you did say, it was 2 years ago when he put out that email. And I do believe it's a little Donald Sterling in this because his lawyer did try to say that there was a lot more owners in the NBA that felt the way that Donald Sterling felt, but that don't make it right. You know what I mean? They're trying to trade everybody down, win them down, Danny Ferry. Okay, you need to proofread shit. See, that's why when you're learning grade school, when we write book reports, proofread it before you give it to the teacher.
But okay, but
you know,
did he know that he was getting recorded?
Who, Danny Ferry?
Yeah.
No. I don't think so.
He was on the goddamn conference call with, because from what I hear, the Atlanta organization, the Hawks organization, have a lot of little minority owners. So it's like when you talk about the stuff, you got to talk to everybody. So that's how he did. So he made. I ain't listening to no fucking excuse about no fucking scouting report. He made a cognitive decision. That's what I said. And it's like the same thing with the Goodell shit. It's like when you sit there, you make a cognitive decision. You can't sit there and point fingers at everybody else. You the motherfucker in charge. As Danny Ferry is the motherfucker in charge of the goddamn fucking.
Let's stay on this one. You can't put Goodell in there.
Here's my question though. Why Luau Deng though? Why you have to talk about him?
Hey,
he ain't. Luau Deng ain't been nothing but a good citizen for the NBA.
From the
and plus, goddamn Danny Ferry should be ashamed because he's a fellow Duke alum, just like Luau Deng. So that fucking shit enough.
And how can you say that he has a little bit of African in him?
He is African.
I know, but how could he say that he just has a little bit? Look, he's full African.
Hey, now
he's from England.
No, but he was from the Sudan, and they went to England.
His family, because of the shit over there, they went to England, and he lived in England.
That's like saying Lennox Lewis has a little bit of black in him.
Yeah,
he's black. He just lives in the.
But that doesn't matter. Like, you just shouldn't be in your position. You can't be saying stupid shit.
The thing is that just like with Donald Sterling said, there's a lot of shit out there that no one wants to.
Because see, the thing is, the difference. This is what separates this Danny Ferry thing from Donald Sterling. Donald Sterling was recorded in his own house in his living room by a hole. Fucking Danny Ferry did this in a professional environment,
Yep.
a business environment.
That's a big
That
difference.
makes it 10 times worse because this is your business to talk about this
Yeah.
man like this.
But what makes it 10 times worse is he wasn't right, because my whole that he wasn't wrong, because my whole opinion of it is, hey, we was captured in captivity and brought over here by Europeans years ago. And what happened? Because most countries back then, most countries, if you come and take their people, they're gonna come fight and get their people back. Not these motherfuckers. They let us come over here and then showed up another 100 years with watches in their damn jackets. So I can see what the fuck he's talking about with a little getting the goods in the front and selling it out the back.
Easy there, Hoss.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and give you another subject where that frustration could also be used.
Hold on. Let me add some.
Oh, well, okay, go ahead,
No,
Randy.
'cause
We got plenty of time.
I
Go
was
ahead.
looking at the good old Bleacher Report, and Carmelo Anthony came out and said that Danny Ferry's situation will impact how free agents look at Atlanta. I mean, it's bad enough they already had problems getting people there already, but now that you see the fucking racism and shit there, it's like another Clipper situation.
I personally don't think Danny Ferry's going to be on the Atlanta staff.
But at the same time, Atlanta is a transplanted city. There's more Laker fans, Clipper fans, Knicks fans, Celtic fans, Trailblazer fans, Utah fans. There's more Phoenix Suns fans in Atlanta than Atlanta Hawks fans, because that's the kind of city that Atlanta is.
Let's be honest,
So,
they're more of a Dominique Wilkins, Mookie Blaylock.
well,
fan.
and then because they don't have a star, and that's the problem with Atlanta too. If they had a star, maybe the people can get behind it and come to the games, but they don't have that. So it's a lot of things wrong with Atlanta more than black people at the.
The thing is
at the
that
game.
Atlanta's always been hard to fucking sell tickets, even with the Braves when they were
Yeah.
like in fucking dominance.
Yeah.
They were never selling out their games.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And you remember Atlanta had a hockey team, but then the hockey team left.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't nobody supporting.
Grand opening, grand closing. That's all it was.
And that sums up the
Oh
NBA.
yeah, I got the thing from the producer, so when we got time, I can give you the exact quote that Janae Rice said about Adrian Peterson.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And this is off Janae Rice's Twitter. Is my husband still the worst person in the world? There was no marks on my face. Hashtag Adrian Peterson. Hashtag AP.
Hey, she ain't lying.
I
I'm saying
understand.
she needs to keep. Hey,
Hey,
mind your
hey,
own, you live long. I was taught that too.
Let me tell you something, bitch.
First off,
Let me tell you something, bitch. That ain't none of your motherfucking business.
Mind your own, you live long. But she wasn't lying.
but
Worry
they also,
about why you look like Rick Fox.
but then also, have pictures surfaced of her after the beating? I'm pretty sure the cops took pictures of that, right?
Yeah, where's those pictures at? Because she got.
I'm waiting on that
knocked
shit
out.
now.
She got
That's gonna make
knocked
me
out.
look real fucking dumb.
She got knocked out like when George Foreman did Tommy Morrison.
Now, and that's hard to do.
No, when Ray Mercer knocked out
Tommy Morrison just had him against the butt.
Yeah, had him in the corner.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm sorry. It was just,
There's one more string of controversy coming out of college football. For some reason, now, if you're a sports fan and you're a college football fan, you know what happened to Penn State already. You know the controversy, you know the scandal, you know the horrific events that pretty much killed Joe Paterno. Well, he died so he wouldn't have to go to jail. So, yeah, he took the easy way out.
he did.
I agree.
Fucker got away.
Probably killed himself.
Anyway.
He was watching kids getting raped.
No, see the thing is this though.
Probably did. Said he does.
Penn State is reinstated to full,
And that's bullshit.
you know.
Well,
Like
next year they're gonna get all their scholarships, but this year they're eligible for a fucking bowl game.
That's bullshit. So
Aren't they eligible
that
for
mean-
the 4-game playoff?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I mean,
for the whole thing, the whole
they can
thing,
go
the
for the
whole
world
deal.
title.
I mean, they ain't gonna do it.
That's
But,
bullshit.
you know, they are eligible. Like
Yeah.
what happened there for so many years doesn't matter anymore. How do you guys feel about that shit?
Want to take this first?
It's almost like
I
how the NFL is kind of wasn't going enough against domestic violence. It seems like college football don't care about the kids, and these kids are the ones going out to the games with their family, with their dads, their moms. And man, for them to reinstate Penn State after all the bullshit that they were doing, trying to cover up shit, especially fucking Paterno saying that he doesn't know how to use email, but in fact they found emails from his ass talking about the shit. This shit is some dirty ass shit, and I don't think no one's talking enough about it. This is look what they did to fucking USC.
Yeah,
You make a
you make a
point
real
now.
good point there.
Real good point
Dude,
there.
you are molesting and having sexual acts with kids, man. That is some of the worst shit you can do on this fucking earth, man.
If not the worst.
The worst.
You know, and
Castrated.
for the NCAA just to reinstate them like that after what, like, is it in 2 years?
2 years. About 2 years.
Fuck the NCAA, man.
Pimps.
They fucking dropped the ball again.
I see you shaking your head there.
It's such a- it's such
Because
a
you know why?
tricky
Because
subject.
this, I gotta put this, as a parent,
Yeah, because
and
we
I know
have
three,
kids.
me, you, and you, Chuck, you ain't got no kids.
He loved the kids though.
But-
Yeah,
Yeah,
other
but-
kids.
But he probably feels the
I
same
like
way.
that.
No, fuck that. But what I'm saying is, you feel the same way as we
I'm not a
do.
parent, but it's basic human compassion.
Now, these motherfuckers at fucking Penn State,
I can't believe that.
30 fucking years, this shit was going on. Different kids, 30 fucking years, Fraternal fucking knew. 30 fucking years, they knew. When this son of a bitch, when they first heard about it in the early 2000s, and they told him like, hey, you know, we're gonna need you to get off the team, you know, but hey, but you can still have office here.
You can still use the facilities.
You can still
Yeah.
use our facilities. Bring your kid. I mean,
Bring
you
your
know,
kids, bring them in the shop.
Yeah. You know, they fucking made that shit like it was okay. And the thing about it is, that Penn State, that whole fucking society is some sick fucks. All of them. The Penn State fans, you some sick fucks. That whole guy, fuck it. The whole state of fucking Pennsylvania is some sick fucks. Because you know why?
Don't blame the whole state.
Don't blame the state.
No.
For every person that's
Because
in
you know
that
why?
Pennsylvania town,
Because you know why?
there's someone also there
Because
saying
you know
that was
why?
bullshit.
Because they all supported that shit.
Nobody did.
All the motherfuckers
the
out there
college-
supporting that shit.
the
When they
students
got
were-
when they got damn fucking fired Joe Paterno, may he rest in shit ass. That son of a bitch. All these motherfuckers start coming up. Don't fade Joe Pop. Don't fade Joe Pop. And this motherfucker sitting there knowing about this shit.
Keeping it
He
to
turned a
himself.
blind eye. It is not. It didn't. It's like I said before, and I said it again. It's nothing worse than a fucking cover up. They tried to cover this shit up.
That was a true cover up. I'll give you that one.
That was a fucking cover up. And these motherfuckers, you sit here and think about it, just like you said with USC. Goddamn Reggie Bush got some money.
In the house for his parents.
Terrell Pryor got tattoos.
You got tats.
All that money and shit didn't
Miami.
make Reggie play better.
Miami, fucking USC, goddamn fucking Ohio State. Let's be honest.
Tattoos.
Why did Miami
They tried.
get the
They
death
tried.
penalty?
Miami, no.
They
They took Miami shit off.
Yeah.
Chris Webber took money and they banned Michigan for like 6 years.
Yeah.
See,
In the early 90s.
if you sit here and think about it, you look at USC. They really try to destroy USC.
Because they were running the game, that's why.
Yep.
Let's be. I'm not even an SC
SC
fan.
fan,
They-
but
They
I
were running the
recognize-
fucking
yeah,
They
game.
recognize that shit.
Recognize that shit.
You know, instead of them letting SC, and it would have been some great bowl series. You think about it, if you would have let SC come down to Alabama. You would think about the Pac-10.
They wanted to
versus
switch it
goddamn
over. They
SEC.
wanted to put it over into the SEC's hands. You know?
At the end of the fucking day, it's like this. Them people enable. Enable.
Yeah.
And that's why I say fuck the state of Pennsylvania. I say it again.
But everybody,
Because you know why?
yeah, but everybody
Because you
in
know
that
why?
state didn't agree with that.
They did agree with that shit.
Everybody.
You can blame the town that Penn State's in.
It was more than that. All them people, when they was going there and they was talking to them people, all the motherfuckers supporting that.
They were all camping out a fucking
They
kid's
was-
house.
Yeah,
But most
they
of
was
those-
supporting that
most
shit.
of the students and shit aren't from Pennsylvania. Those are students from other states.
Hey, when you go to the goddamn
You know what I mean?
state, hey, you take responsibility, especially
Yeah.
if you trying to jump on that goddamn bandwagon.
So if I went to college at Arizona State, I'm from Arizona. I'm from Cali.
Hey, and if you sitting there trying to fucking stick up for Arizona shit, hey, we know that's a goddamn racist state over there.
The bottom line is this. I'm going to just keep it short and sweet on this. Man, for what happened, they really have just covered it up. Even from the
Swept under the rug.
beginning, they didn't put enough attention to it like they should have. All I saw was Matt Millen crying on TV. That's all I saw.
All these
Like,
motherfuckers coming out talking
What I
about
don't,
Joe Biden.
yeah, what I don't understand is, you know, Paterno before he passed away, you can see it on his face that something wasn't right with him. When they were asking him about this, and he was like, "Please, we gotta look at this," and you can tell that they had finally caught up with him.
No, he was trying to play
But-
that feeble old man fucking
But
shit.
what makes me mad about it is What makes me
I
mad
think he
about
was
it
in on it.
is that
You damn right.
He was in the corner fucking jerking off or something.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he was. I don't think he was like engaging in the acts. But he sure as hell knew what Sandusky
And
was
he
doing.
sure gave the okay. Okay, you go use the fucking bathroom.
He was calculated.
Yeah, and then,
All they cared about in that fucking sick ass fucking
But
city
but
is
they
that
really-
goddamn
they
football
didn't
team.
care. Like nobody cared about those kids.
No.
Stop.
And that old fuck.
okay. And
Linebacker.
That could have been the greatest team in the world. You don't pick the team over the kids.
And then see, and that's my problem with it. You know, all we heard during this trial is, oh yeah, you know, it's Joe Pop. He's taking a lot of heat, and he didn't need his son. I'm gonna prove my father's innocent.
Those
Your father
kids are
was-
now adults and they got fucked up lives. I'm not trying to touch
I
it.
understand that, and your father wasn't innocent. And don't give me, we reinstated them because it wasn't the kids' fault. We're punishing the kids. No. Those kids knew what was going on. The kids that committed to Penn State, when this trial was going on, they knew if we commit to Penn State, we may not be able to get bowl games. We may not be eligible for the championship or any kind of anything.
That shit-
You know, so for them saying, I don't want to hear that shit about them saying, oh, it's not the kids' fault. They knew what they was getting into before they signed with Penn State. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Especially the new ones, the freshmen, the sophomores, and the juniors. They knew what was up. You know, and the seniors, some of those were already signed, and put it this way, they were bad enough where they couldn't even go nowhere. You know what I mean? Nobody else would take them. Because if they would have left. But this sick son of a bitch, Sandusky, got to operate with free reign and molest kids in showers and shit. Oh, he doesn't work for the staff and this, that, and this, but he was at every staff meeting. He was at every staff vacation. He was at every staff trip, raping fucking kids.
You know,
they should have got the goddamn death penalty like they did SMU.
Yep.
You know what's
Period.
You know what's the worst part of this? Them sick sons of bitches, and that's why I say go back to fucking state of Pennsylvania again. Them sick fucking bastards. The boy that fucking brought this shit out with the assistant coach
He
McCurry.
was ridiculed. He was
They
ridiculed.
fucking shit housed him.
Man.
They talked shit about him. They destroyed him.
But that was the cops though that did
It
that.
wasn't
too.
just that. It was
But
it was the
Penn
money
State.
behind the
But that's
university.
you know
Penn
what?
State.
But
It's
you
not
know
the
what?
state of Pennsylvania.
Hold on.
That's Penn State.
Okay,
That
who
Joe
runs
Pop
Penn
had.
State?
Joe Pop was ruling that
Who
shit.
runs Penn State?
It had Joe Pop and Joe.
Hold on.
Last time I checked, Penn State with the state in it means the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
ran
but
it.
Joe Pop
So,
ran
yeah.
that shit, man.
But hold on. Before we go giving Mike McQuarrie a complete pass here, I had a problem with him witnessing it and not stopping it.
True.
I don't give a fuck if
Okay.
that was. I don't
No,
give a
I
fuck
give
if
you
that
credit.
was
I
your
give you
hero.
credit.
I don't give
He
a
should have
fuck
went in
if
there. If he heard fucking
Should've beat his
skin,
ass.
If he heard skin,
First
stop
of
it.
all, if they're in the shower together, that's
That's
already enough
inappropriate.
for me
That's
to snatch
inappropriate.
that kid
Yeah.
and
But see-
get him the fuck
but
out
see-
and tell everybody I know.
But see, you gotta think about it.
Because you know what?
Most likely.
Joe Paterno wouldn't have been able to cover it up if that motherfucker would have went to the police that night.
But see,
You
he
tell the coach, you tell the AD, and
Hold
you
on.
call the police.
But
And you
see,
call
you
that
think
kid's
about it.
parents.
He said he
Let's
told
be-
the coach.
let's
He
be
said he
honest.
told the
All he
AD.
did was tell the coach.
Hold on, let's
That
be-
was it.
Let's be honest. Probably when Mercury walked up and he started hearing the noises, anybody's first mind gonna be thinking, hey, maybe it's two people in there, you know, having sex. It's a college.
Yeah.
Shit like that happens
Yeah,
there.
two foxes in there
He might have went in
bumping
there,
booties.
went in there trying to
For
do a
real.
peak show, and then he seen what the fuck was going on. And I know it had to be a fucking shock when you see some shit like that. He should have went in there, fucking took his right soup bone and decked that motherfucker.
It ain't even about decking Sandusky. You snatch the kid and you get him the fuck out of there.
That's what I said. You deck
I'm
him,
sorry.
and then you grab the kid.
You snatch the kid and you get
He
him
was-
the fuck out of there.
he was
and
wrong.
you call everybody
He was
you know.
wrong. He
You
was
call
wrong
the
with
press.
that.
You call
He was
everybody.
wrong
Fuck
with
that at that moment.
But he went.
Penn State is
but he-
done after that.
But he went and told the fucking people. He went to his little chain of command.
I think he went and told Paterno and that
It's
was
not.
it.
Everyone was trying to cover that shit up. Everybody.
And that's why I said you
and they-
should have went to the
no,
law.
And they
Not the
tried.
law too.
No, and they tried.
Really?
Yeah.
They found out and see the bad part
The
is
law too?
no. You gotta remember.
No.
They did because
That's why he said fuck the whole state then.
exactly because you got to sit here and think about it. The first case when something first came out about fucking Sandusky was in I believe in 2001. That's when fucking Sandusky got shit canned off the team or he got called a retirement.
Retirement, yep.
That's when Returnal, when that shit came to him the first time, he like, oh shit, hey, you gotta go. But you can stay here
Come on trips.
But you can't be.
Come on vacations.
But you can't be on the team.
Yeah.
But you can have an office.
Yeah, you can have an
still
office and all
function
that
and
shit.
have
So they knew
keys to
they knew
the
about this
facility.
shit before it all fucking came down 10 years later.
You got your rape center.
You knew that shit. They chose to turn a blind eye, man.
That shit hurts. Just
They sat there. They chose football games. They chose money. They chose the chance at winning titles over children's safety. And to me, that's why they deserve a fuck Pennsylvania, fuck Penn State. I ain't saying that about the Steelers, the Eagles, or anything like that. I'm just talking about that shit when it comes to that goddamn college team, because they treated that goddamn college team better than they treated the NFL teams.
How about
the kids, though? The kids.
How about Mario Lemieux?
Fuck him too.
He's a good fucking player.
All right, so we'll move
Took a
on.
goddamn title from the Blackhawks.
So we'll move on from that. You know, the news from that was just Penn State got
Piece of shit.
reinstated. Let's take a break.
And we're back.
So, moving on. That was a pretty controversial subject, and we may have more information as news unravels. Today we have a boxing match, believe it or not, guys.
Ooh,
There's a pay-per-view boxing fight tonight. Floyd Mayweather versus Maidana Part 2. Basically, in a nutshell, I like Maidana. He's a good fighter. He looked really good against Adrian Broner.
He looked good in the fucking first fight too.
He did look good in the first fight. I still say
After
Floyd
the
wins.
6th round, he didn't.
I still say Floyd wins, but
Unanimous decision.
I don't know if it'll be a unit. It might, I give
It might be
Maidana
split.
this much credit. It might be a split
I don't
decision.
think so.
Again?
I don't think so.
Or was it a majority decision last time?
Because let me say this. I don't pick him to beat Floyd Mayweather, but I expect Maidana to be better than he was in part one.
Maidana won 4 out of the first. He won the first 6 rounds were even. About 3 rounds apiece, you know what I mean? And Mayweather dominated the 6 after that. So he was the first 6 rounds he was there. After that,
It may have been a fatigue issue.
Yeah, it was a fatigue issue.
Floyd
But
started
I
picking
mean,
him apart
yeah,
at the
but
end.
Floyd's gonna pick him apart because he unraveled Madonna's Da Vinci Code. I like Marcus Maidana. I believe he's a damn good fighter. I believe he took Amir Khan to the limit. And if this was a early 90s title match where the matches went 15 rounds, late 80s, early 90s, Amir Khan would have been beating that match, and Maidana would have had a title already. I do believe that. But this is where the problem is. You're going to fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. twice. You fought him one, he started to figure you out after the last 6 rounds. He picked you apart. He's going to pick. I may not believe Maidana even touches him in the face this time. He's going to put up a good fight. He's going to attack, but that straight ahead European shit just don't work half the time. Floyd Mayweather's going to win this fight on a unanimous decision. You know what I mean? But no, I understand that, but the way he fights, his fighting style. I know he's not from Europe.
I don't know where he's from, man.
No, but
He's just a brawler.
But
bro.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's that
Yeah.
European fighting style. Sometimes that shit don't work. That straight ahead, not moving your head, just marching straight on. You're gonna get you're gonna get pop shot. But this is my point. If after this fight, after Floyd wins this fight, because he will win this fight. If you're not fighting, if you're not giving Miguel Cotto a rematch, who's under Freddie Roach, looks outstanding.
I'm sorry.
Or
Miguel
let me
Cotto don't deserve to fight
no, let me
He just
finish.
be straight
man,
up
let me
Martinez.
finish.
Let him fight again. Let him redeem his ass whooping from Pacquiao.
Let me finish, man. You know what I
I
mean?
think that
If
should
he-
be his last one. He
No.
got 2 more fights under his contract.
But at the same time, Miguel Cotto gave Mayweather a tough fight. You know what I mean? Even though Mayweather won the fight, he gave him a tough fight. If he's not giving Miguel Cotto a rematch, he looks good. He looks better. Miguel Cotto looks as good as before he fought Marquez. Before the whole shit with the glove. You know what I mean? He's looking back to that Miguel Cotto. If it's not Miguel Cotto, or if it's not a rematch for Canelo Alvarez, or if it's not a Pacquiao fight, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it.
Well, they're like talking about Cotto going against Canelo now.
Okay, that'll be a good fight. But if it's not Canelo, Cotto, or Pacquiao, I don't want to hear him fighting Amir Khan. I don't want to hear him fighting Desert Storm Timothy Brown. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't.
Give the people what they want, like the match against Pacquiao, and that's it. What they're also talking about is maybe his last 2 fights, like under the current Showtime contract.
Yeah.
2 fights against Pacquiao.
That'd be dope.
And there's some guys in the middle, like in the Middle East, are offering to host a fight and give each fighter over $200 million.
In Dubai?
Yeah.
Man, that'd be something.
If fucking Floyd's all about money, take that fucking fight.
Yeah, but Pacquiao's got to take it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody see the
It
the
can't
problem
just
is
initial
it's,
Floyd.
it's all the Floyd haters can sit there and say, "Oh, Pacquiao said he want to fight. Pacquiao said he want to fight." Like, no, he can say that shit in the public and have a whole fucking different thing behind closed doors.
Pacquiao's getting butt
Real
raped
quick,
by Bob Arum.
real quick, gentlemen. 1 minute left. Who wins?
I got Floyd in unanimous decision again, but it's gonna be I think a good old rugged fight, a good old slobber knocker, but
Who you got, Randy?
Floyd going all the way to what's that, 12 rounds.
I got Floyd too.
I picked Floyd also. So it's unanimous.
But I do believe Pacquiao's getting butt raped by Bob Arum.
hey, if he wants to get fucking raped with no Vaseline, hey, fucking let him.
Jerry Heller.
So basically, that's what's covered in boxing this week.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and go back to the NFL now to talk about what's important about the NFL football.
Yes.
Not the
Fucking
news,
time.
but about the game.
Football.
We got three games, showcased this week, where we're gonna pick the winners and losers. We'll start with the Eagles and Colts. I'm just gonna simply say the Colts. Who wants to go on that?
I got the Colts. I think that game that they lost against the Broncos last week, I mean, it ended up being a close game towards the
But
end.
it wasn't that close during the game.
But it didn't look that fucking close, but it was close towards the end. And the Eagles, I'm sorry. I think it's about a matter of time before fucking Cinderella gets hit at midnight.
But you know
And
what?
that's it.
With the Colts, how the Colts they put Andrew Luck in a bad position. Their defense, they put him in a fucking hole. It was like against the Chiefs in the fucking playoff game.
No defense.
Good thing they came back.
There's a lot of teams that ain't got defense.
But the thing is that
You did say that.
the thing is that Andrew Luck has to fucking climb out that fucking hole every single fucking game.
But against that game,
But
with
you
Denver,
gotta remember,
it took
Philadelphia
them
got
a
no
little
defense
too
either.
long.
But I
It took them a little
think
too long to start.
I think Philadelphia's gonna fucking.
They ain't got no defense either.
I think they're gonna start
They
hot,
don't. It's going to be a shootout.
and it's gonna be a shootout. And I think the Eagles win like 31.
Because I'm
20.
sorry.
31-28
Yeah.
Eagles.
I'm sorry. You can't turn a blind eye to they was getting dick slapped by the fucking Jaguars last week.
But that was in Jacksonville.
But that's unpredictability, man. That's the NFL too.
Unanswered points.
That's humidity.
That's like how Oregon scored against fucking Michigan State.
While my cable was out because of the bad weather,
Yeah, just throw that in there. Fucking
The
DirecTV.
damn D'Lo Brown shit.
Okay, I believe, I said it last week. I don't believe.
$30 a month for tickets.
I don't believe the. I don't believe the Colts can stop a nosebleed. Their defense is that bad. But Philly's defense ain't all that great either. It's nothing to be chalked up about. So I believe it's going to be a shootout. I do got the Colts winning in that game, but I do think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be 34-31 Indianapolis.
I think LaShawn McCoy's gonna play a big game this game.
He's going to have a big game, but I think
he's gonna
Andrew Luck is going to have the
back.
ball
They
back.
damn sure didn't have one last.
what's the status of Robert Mathis? Is he going to be back for this or no?
No, he's out for the season.
He's out for a while. Yeah.
No,
he's out
okay,
for
well, I
the
got
season.
We talked about that last week.
That's right. What's the fucking Colts? Game number 2. Carolina Panthers, which are brethren, Anthony Mendez. He can't be here today because he's out on assignment. We know that his pick coming in. Hold on. I got Anthony on the phone. Okay, so Anthony's saying that the Panthers are going to win. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be competitive, but he gives the edge to the Carolina Panthers by 6. Okay, Anthony, we'll see you next week. Now, my pick is this. I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions. I don't pick Detroit to win by much, but I do see Cam Newton getting hurt and injured and out of this game and losing now weeks instead of one game. I can see that happening. What about you?
And especially with the trash talking he was doing to Sue.
Yeah.
Sue's gonna be like a silent assassin out there. He's gonna go after them fucking ribs.
What he don't, and what he don't realize about that is that the Dominican Sue don't care if they blow the play dead or they blow the whistle. He's gonna hit him.
He ain't no fucking tomato can, man. He's gonna go out there and fucking hurt him. You know? So I see the Lions being them, and it's in Detroit too, right?
Yeah.
I see them winning like 24-10.
See, and the sad thing for me is I can't stand the fucking Lions.
You know, division.
And the Panthers, I don't like them punk asses either. And this is like one of them it's like in the season, you usually get like 3 games like this, like 2 teams you really don't give a fuck about. But we all doing this, so I have to comment. And I hate that I even have to pick against Carolina in this, for instance, for the bitch ass Detroit Lions, but I'm picking the Lions. Not only that, because I mean, you look at Monday when they play, the offense look efficient. I mean, well, excuse me, the offense is Megatron, aka Calvin Johnson Jr. So,
Both had pretty good games.
okay, but we know. let's just put all the shit on the table. We know who's that offense, Mr. Fantasy himself. Now, with fucking Cam Newton being the smart guy that he is from Auburn, coming up with them remarks, calling him Dominican Sue, Donkey Kong Sue. I'm like, one, I mean, that's tipping on the racial stuff where, you know, you kind of tipping on that.
He does look like Donkey Kong from the game.
It don't matter what he looks like.
You can't call him out like that, though.
But with you already tipping on that, but you call the man out. I mean, Cam Newton, let's be honest. I think with that damn statement, you just signed your fucking death warrant. Because I think he's going to offensive line is depleted.
3 bum-ass running backs.
You beat me to it, so I don't have to say that. I mean, you got
can say it though, because
you got 1 wide receiver. It looks like, and a good tight end and a good secondary.
The rookie was
Rookie of the week.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah, that's why I said I counted as the one good wide receiver. You know, I bet y'all missing Steve Smith. Steve Smith's up in Baltimore tearing it up.
Where's Marvin McNutt? Is he on the field?
You know, he in a shit house.
Well, I believe I'm gonna take look. Dominican Sue is big time, man. I mean, and even
That's a Pro Bowl player.
And I believe, you know, Cam Newton is big time too, but he's right now he's hurt. He's in a big time situation.
Cracked ribs.
Yes, I do believe, and this is just a belief of mine that Dominican Sue be watching this. He might Sarah Goose him like he did Rich Gannon back in 2000. You know what I mean? We just might see that and land right on those ribs, and then Cam Newton's out for another 4 to 6 weeks because of the comments. And you can't make comments. You can't make comments about a guy like that. A guy that's that vicious when it comes down to the football. You know, I mean, people say a lot of things, but he's just an old school football player, bro.
You can't hype up these stuff like that.
You know,
and the thing about it is,
you can't put meat and dangle in front of the beast and say, come and get it, and expect not to get fucked up.
What's the bad part is, and Cam Newton will deserve this shit, Sue didn't do nothing to deserve him.
No, he didn't.
And he took upon himself to keep repeating it. It's one thing you say it once and people try to let him slide past him the first one. But he kept saying it. He kept saying it like, why? Why are you going to say that? Why are you going to rile him up? Because you know the defense going to be like, they're going to make a way, Sue get him. And trust me, I see Sue twice a year. How many times he tried to kill Jay Cutler? That motherfucker gave him a damn fucking bolo punch. He didn't side suplex Cutler. He done did everything horribly imaginable you don't want to see your quarterback go through. And him and Cutler's cool. What do you think he gonna do to Cam Newton?
The scam Newton.
What do you think he gonna do to Cam Newton? That's somebody that I know he does not like at this time, and he has not came out and said one word. See, it's one thing about people that run their mouth, they try to talk a big game. But it's always the people that's quiet that bring a big game. And he's going to go out there and he's going to lay Cam Newton's ass out.
And I just got to say this, I believe the Lions are going to win 27 to 24. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's going to be that close because I don't think Cam survived it.
Eric Anderson can come in there and get it done, though.
We got our 3rd game that's showcased this week. Oh, a game that's 2 or 3 years in the making, actually. San Francisco 49ers against the Chicago Bears.
Hosting the Bears.
Rematch from Monday night.
The Bears made Kaepernick famous.
The game that made Kaepernick a star. The Bears are going to get a chance to redeem themselves now Sunday night. And we're opening up at Levi Stadium. First game ever. I mean, I'm going to just be honest, Amar. I think you need to get your opinion out the way. Because, yeah.
Can I just ask the question at Levi, are we getting free 501s if we go to the game?
I don't even think so. I don't even
Free
think
shoes.
Because we know you like those shoes.
Some good old flies.
Who you got in this game?
Okay. Hey, you know, this is just, I'm just going to say this. You know, I was very unimpressed with the Bears' rush defense last week. You know, now they made some mistakes on offense. I mean, you know, some interceptions, some bad throws by Cutler, some drops by Marshall. I mean, okay, but yeah, the fumble by Marshall. But that defense, they were on the rush side. I mean, I'm talking about running the ball. Man, Buffalo, they made Buffalo look like the damn Seattle Seahawks.
You saw fucking Trey Jackson get that stiff from the
Man, they made the Buffalo Bills look like the Seattle Seahawks. Now, Frisco, on the other hand, their defense showed up in whether it be, and I'm just gonna,
Our rush defense was just
No,
as bad
let me-
as Chicago.
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
He
I'm
needs to be
sorry.
honest.
I wasn't done.
Marco Murray had his way with us, bro.
All right,
I wasn't done.
Go ahead.
I
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
done.
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? I was making that point. I was saying Dallas made some mistakes. They made a lot of mistakes. Romo made a lot of mistakes. Now, the rush defense wasn't that good against Dallas. And I'm going to say this. I'm still not convinced with the offense because they only put 14 points up on Dallas. Dallas defense, that Dallas defense that couldn't stop a fucking nosebleed, shut them the fuck down in the second half. So, I gotta say this. I give the Bears a puncher's chance. You know what I mean? I'm going to say this, and this is my upset pick of the week, and I know we ain't doing it this week, and I don't want to go against San Francisco.
Let's do it!
But the Chicago Bears will not go 0-2. They will go 1-1, and Frisco will be 1-1 because the San Francisco 49ers will lose to the Chicago Bears come week 2, and the score, and you can book this in. The score's going to be 17-20. Chicago in Frisco. Chicago needs to make a point that their damn team ain't this bad and they can compete with Green Bay. Because if they lose this game, Green Bay's going to run away with that damn division, and I don't believe in Green Bay.
And we can't have that
Chicago Bears will beat the 40. I could be wrong, but this is just my opinion. The Chicago Bears will beat the 49ers in an upset at Levi Stadium on Sunday night.
All right,
One of the Niners go.
I'll go. With the wide receiver problem the Bears got, I think they're still probable, right? Marshall and
They're going to play. They're going to play.
Questionable.
Yeah,
But even if they do play, they're not going to be playing 100%.
That's the coach. You know, that's tricks.
We got more receivers.
That's tricks, bro.
I know it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be about who comes up with the big plays on defense.
Yeah.
And I see the Niners coming up with a couple more plays on defense than the fucking Bears. I see Cutler going to throw a couple interceptions at fucking pivotal times of the game. And I say the Niners win 24-10.
So you said a blowout.
Two touchdowns.
It's almost a rout. It could be. It could be.
24-10.
It's going to be a good game.
Here,
It's going to be a drag out.
No, I'm
You go
last.
there.
I'm last. You go ahead. You go ahead.
You sure?
No, I'm last.
Go ahead, Si. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Mr.
Go ahead.
You got to keep the.
Woo-wee. We've been waiting for this.
You know what? You guys go to hell now because it's about to get real. Go ahead.
We've been waiting for this game for the last couple of years. I ain't gonna lie. It's money on the line in this game. It's money on the goddamn line.
Cash money, not monopoly money.
You know, we sit here, we go back and forth, we talk shit. Bears rah-rahs, 49ers rah-rahs, and all this shit. But I mean, this is the fun part of football, man.
Mm-hmm.
Us as friends, when our teams do collide, I mean, you know, just like me and him, we went through last year when the Bears beat the shit out of the Steelers.
We made it the game late. We got our ass kicked.
But, you know, from getting to the game, you know, I know we got a chance. I believe we're going to win. Of course, I'm going to say that because I'm a Chicago fan. But I know this. What tells me that is the 49ers, that whole, let's be honest, they should have been beating the dog shit out of the goddamn Cowboys. And I'm talking about real beating the dog shit. Because the Cowboys, let's be honest, Romo gave you three interceptions. I mean, he just lobbed them to you. And it could have been more than that because I think y'all dropped a couple of them. At the end of the day, I think the Bears defense is going to play good enough to beat the goddamn Niners. With everything's on the line. Because, I mean, this is where the NFC team, we start separating the pack. You know? I'm predicting 27-24 Bears.
You better hope they win because the line will be up 2 games on you guys.
I'm not even worried about the fucking
Yeah,
lines.
you are. They're more fucking deadly than the fucking Packers right now.
The
Nah.
Lions, but the Lions,
You just better hope they don't choke.
but you gotta believe the
because as
Lions
long-
always start off good,
as
but
long
they
as-
don't do shit.
It's like the
as-
Bears, but
as
then the
long
Bears
as-
gonna start off like shit.
as long as
and they're gonna
Matthew-
end up in shit.
As long as Matthew Stafford's their quarterback, I ain't worried. That dude's a safety net for fuck ups.
I have more trust in him than fucking Cutler. I can tell
You only say that because you got Bears hate.
All right.
All right, big man.
This bullshit is over. And this bullshit ends tomorrow. We beat the shit out of y'all the last time we played. And I don't want you to think that it's going to be any different on Sunday. Let me tell you this. I want your receivers there. I want Jay Cutler there. I want Matt Forte there. I want Lance Briggs there. I want the motherfucker
we
you
got
got from fucking Minnesota. Bring them all. Because I don't want no excuses after we whoop that ass. Let me tell you something about the San Francisco 49ers. We are not intimidated, nor have we ever been afraid, or we've even seen Chicago as a goddamn perennial threat. Y'all niggas ain't shit. And let me tell you something else. While you talking about Tony Romo throwing those picks, don't act like Jay Cutler ain't about to go out there and throw two of his own. Because I guarantee you, he gonna throw at least 2 picks. And I'm calling it now, Jay Cutler is not gonna finish this game. We are knocking Cutler out of the game. Now, I will tell you this. The only motherfucker on your team that's going to have a good day is Matt Forte. Because, yes, DeMarco Murray had his way against us last week.
Straight skull fucked you.
And I believe Matt Forte is a better running back than DeMarco Murray. I hope we took this week to at least contain that motherfucker. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care if Matt Forte gets 200 yards on us. If we beat you by 20, then I'll take it. Let me tell you something. You have to worry about our running game. Our running game is not Buffalo's running game. Our passing game ain't Buffalo's passing game.
Buffalo got better running backs than y'all do.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
You gotta look it up.
Bullshit.
Gotta look it up.
I'll put Frank Gore and Carlos Hyde against any fucking
look it up.
combination in the NFL
Frank
right
Jackson,
now.
C.J. Spiller, Anthony Dixon. Oh yeah, you remember him, right?
I know Anthony Dixon.
You remember him?
He didn't.
And
He
they got somebody.
He didn't. Yeah, he
had a
didn't. He
fucking
didn't.
four back.
He didn't run that well with us, but I seen him get yards on y'all. That tells me that our running backs who are better ain't gonna have a problem getting yards on y'all either. I got 49ers 35-10 Sunday Night Football, and I also got $20 saying that shit as well. I want my money. I want my money as soon as it's done, and I want the world to know. Since people out there know that I cuss a lot and I'm fat, yeah. When I fucking win that $20 from Mr. Dixon right here, I'm going straight to Church's Chicken with it. And I don't care who knows it. Because let me tell you something. You guys are just going to be a little bump in the road. You guys are just going to be a little cog on the wheel. The show goes on. We are going forward. I'm sorry. I expect you guys to do big things in the football season and everything like that, but you ain't doing it at the home opener of the Niners. You get the rest of your season ready to go, chalk this one up as a loss, and if you're lucky, we'll see you again in motherfucking January.
Okay, that's all nice and dandy, and I'm glad you got your little rant off the way.
I'm sick of this shit. You've been talking about my team for how long? We are now going to see what Chicago is made of. It's gut check time.
Okay, you done?
Got your rant coming up?
Shit,
Yeah, that was also my rant.
Yeah, that's what I said. I knew that was your rant. It's like this.
3 minutes, guys.
At the end of the day, the 49ers, if you come in there and you make that deadly fucking mistake thinking we the fucking Dallas Cowboys, we're gonna beat your ass.
First of all, we're not going anywhere.
No, you
guys are like that.
I'm talking about
offense and the shit.
I'm talking about if you come into this goddamn game thinking that same way, you're gonna fucking lose. Cause damn sure our team got fucking heart. Cowboys fucking, they called it quits in the first quarter.
Hey, the good thing about the Niners is we don't give a fuck who we playing against. We go out
No, I'm talking about the offense.
Whoever we play.
The rest of the fucking team, other than the defense, because they sat there and thought about like, fuck, we getting scored on. I mean, that's like with any fucking defense.
But they
if the fucking offense, if the offense keep putting you in fucked up positions, it's gonna be hard for any defense to hold together.
Cutler gonna throw the same amount of interceptions.
They're gonna work
And
around.
shit.
I believe Chicago's gonna win this game.
Yeah,
They need
because
more.
that whole fucking Kaepernick shit.
I agree with you that
If he
Chicago needs to
sit
win,
there and you
but they're not gonna win.
and you gotta remember this quote, fucking Frank Gore's fucking scared too, because he said, "Hey, DJ Williams, don't hit me so fucking hard this week."
Frank Gore is a beast.
He's a beast.
He can say whatever he
But
wants.
shit, but he knows somebody gonna lay a hat on his ass.
Are we going on rants for
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, my rant this week is these players in the NFL shooting themselves in the fucking foot, man. These guys are risking their careers. These are careers that they got. These aren't just no fucking part-time jobs. These are their fucking livelihood, man. Fucking getting fucking DUIs, popping mollies, smoking weed, domestic violence, fucking bomb threats at the fucking airport, child abuse, all that shit, man. They are risking everything for some bullshit. They go out and smoke some weed, go act fucking ignorant, just acting a fool. These guys got nothing else besides football. If they fuck up like that, they can't go get a fucking commentary job, go work in a booth somewhere. What's gonna end up happening? They're gonna go end up bagging groceries like Kurt Warner and laying tile like fucking Randall Cunningham. These guys don't got no fucking real fucking skills, man. These guys gotta fucking shape up, or they gotta fucking get shipped out, because they're also making the league. Everyone's talking really bad about the league right now. It's at a whole fucking negative state right now. No one's even talking about the fucking games. Everyone's talking about the off-the-field issues, and we can't have that. These guys gotta fucking grow up and do what's right for the fucking for their life and their families.
Well said, man.
Well said. Well said. I'm gonna piggyback off that a little bit, but I'm looking straight at the camera and call a man out. Now, this may be a little, I don't mean to offend anybody when I call this man out, but I'm gonna call out Robert Kraft, you son of a bitch. You went on Good Morning America, and the rhetoric that came out of your mouth about this Ray Rice shit was fucking sick. You said he will never play in the league again. We will never sign him. You hypocritical piece of shit. Because you signed Dante Stallworth after even though it was involuntary and we saw the camera from the light where the man was drunk and walked out into the street and he was hit by Dante Stallworth's murder by his vehicle. Yeah, and what happened to that? But no, that doesn't mean I'm not. That doesn't mean shit. I'm talking about what Robert Kraft said. You said he will never play in the league. We will never give him a contract as the Patriots organization. You gave Dante Stallworth or gave him a contract after involuntary manslaughter, killing a man. So you telling me that Ray Rice getting in a fight with his woman was more egregious than Dante Stallworth killing a man that won't be able to see his kids, a man that would never be able to raise his grandkids, a man who will never see his kids grow up, and that's more egregious? You are a bum piece of shit. I don't like you. I can't stand you. You are what's wrong with some of these owners in the NFL. They want to put the blame on Goodell, but a lot of you motherfuckers got a lot to blame for it because you let the players operate with impunity. And then you go make comments like that, you piece of shit.
Easy, man. Easy.
That was awesome right there.
But it's so true what he said.
Yeah. Fucking
Randy, what's your rant?
Let me see. Upper people. Cover-ups. I don't like cover-ups. I don't like the Penn State cover-up. I don't like the NFL cover-up. See, the thing about it is, people realize this. If you had the set of balls and you admit to what the fuck you did, it wouldn't be so fucking bad. You look at the NFL. If they would fucking Goodell would just came out and say, hey, in the beginning, we seen the tape. We made a mistake. We never dealt with nothing on the magnitude of this, and I made a mistake. This whole situation would have been, this whole situation would have been swept under the rug. It would have been done.
Just to say something, remember when Jason Giambi came out and admitted to using steroids?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't getting no fucking facts for that shit. If you come out and say the truth, he'll be fucking free.
He showed you snitching, you can become a hero.
Or you could be like Sammy Sosa and bring a damn interpreter to the House of Representatives to Congress meeting when we saw him do tons of interviews back in the late 90s saying, I love baseball, but then he couldn't speak no damn English. I'm sorry.
And turn white like Rick Taylor, huh?
Sorry. Sorry, Ray.
And now you sit here and think about it, and it's the same thing with Penn State. If you would have came out, said what happened, Joe Paterno would have said, hey, I made a mistake, the stuff wouldn't be so damn bad. But when you sons of bitches, this is what makes me mad. Because when you cover something up, then you think we fucking stupid. Then you play with people's intelligence. Because you like, I'm smarter than you, I'm going to tell you this, and you're going to fucking accept it. No, fuck you. I'm not accepting shit. I'm smart. You the dumb pieces of shit with way more money than me. trying to get away with shit, and you got fucking caught. Goodell, you red-headed son of a bitch, because I'm one too. Yo punk ass try to think you was smarter than everybody else, and you fucked up. Whole state of Pennsylvania, you thought that, hey, nobody's gonna pay attention to y'all because y'all little old great little Penn State. You cocksucking bastards. You're a piece of shit.
That's the dirtiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And for you to sit there, and y'all sit there and be happy about this shit, the whole state of Pennsylvania, hope all you burn in hell. Because you all deserve it. Because y'all sitting there aiding and abetting these motherfuckers to get away with this shit. So I guess children getting sodomized, raped, and their lives totally fucked up. But it's okay. It's okay. They feel like it's okay if they give them some money. You know, that's gonna make up for all the raping, and that's gonna make up for all the traumatic shit. May all you rest in shit. And that's all I got to say about that.
Well, that wraps up the show this week. Apologize for all the controversy. We will continue to try to make it more about the game. But in closing, I'm Chuck Jones.
Mark Scott.
Randy Dixon.
Jose Mejia.
And we just went hard in the paint.
Goodell, your bitch ass need to be fired.
Yeah.